Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Day 5, Week 5 of ALYFE Connect, our very first virtual-only lifestyle event brought to you exclusively by ALYFE Group. We're wrapping up the week and getting in the mood for the weekend by welcoming a very special guest who I'm excited to have on the show because he is, in fact, a good friend of mine who I miss very much and can't wait to catch up with. Faraz Shababi, and I'm guessing head of the Babi gang, so shout out to them. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Will be with us to talk all things esports and mobile gaming, who's sharing his insights into the mobile industry and his work as a professional host on the EGG network. He'll also be sharing with us some tips and tricks on content creation and how he is taking over TikTok with a special focus on, I guess, character development and other interesting topics. So without further ado, please help me welcome.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you, bro? Oh my god, I was blushing the entire way you were describing me. I was watching some of your podcasts with Mark as well. You do the perfect introduction. No one has described me like that before. And just want to say thank you for bringing me over, and also hello, Babi gang. What's up?
Hello, Babi gang, indeed. Shout out, big shout out. They've come. They've joined. You know, you issued the call, the rallying call, and they have come indeed in numbers. So, Babi gang, shout out to you all. Thank you for joining us. And you know, my guy, I'm just excited to see you. I'm just excited to introduce you and have you on the show. I miss you very much, you know. But I'm also very excited to talk to you because like we actually haven't had. I mean, we've done over 60 sessions so far for ALYFE Connect, and we haven't had anybody come on to talk to us about esports, mobile gaming, or indeed gaming at all. And it in hindsight, it seems crazy because it's such a huge and fascinating topic, which I think deserves much greater attention. I mean, it's getting a lot of attention, but I think you could do with a little bit more. So that's why I'm really excited to talk to you and hear your insights, because you know, I mean, I would back in the day, and I would have described myself as a bit of a gamer just by virtue of owning a PlayStation.
We will test that. Okay?
Now
we have to test that. We have to test that.
Well, this is the thing. Like, if I get put to the test, it won't be much of an exam. I'll fail at the first question, you know, because I'm saying the game, literally, if you'll pardon the pun, the game has changed. Like, the level is up, you know, like it's a completely different environment, ecosystem, whatever you want to call it, to how it used to be. I mean, and I think it's amazing to see like how it has changed, like at all levels of society and whatnot. In the sense that even now you have like housewives who are like PUBG, who are like PUBG professional streamers and things like that. You know, so what it's the changes it's made inside and outside the industry, I think, are fascinating. So I can't wait to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, 100%, man.
But before we get to all that,
what's up?
Sorry, I was like, before we get to all that, I want to know, you know, how have you been? You know, how has life been for you during this period? I mean, because a lot of the people we speak to, again, they're heavily based around, you know, they're always at events, they're always doing shoots, production, which is, of course, is always dried up. But you know, doing what you do for a living, I mean, you are aware there's a lockdown, right? I mean, you've tried to leave the house, you haven't been inside the whole time.
Okay, to be honest with you, I have basically not left the house at all. I mean, okay, so this is the thing. I think everybody in the comments, just want to give a quick shout out to all the guys who joined: Willie, Jasmer, Adam, Pratt, and Carlos, Fuse, whoever I'm looking at right now. We'll be bringing the comments. You want to see your questions. First of all, I want to say a big thanks to Jacob for bringing me in. And you asked me how I'm doing. I actually, when the lockdown started, I was skeptical. I was like, okay, this is going to be super boring. But anybody in the comments as well who's a gamer knows that this is something that the gamers have been waiting for, man. This is what we've always wanted. Imagine a time where you are forced not to go out and all you're supposed to do is play games.
Stay indoors. This is the dream. This is the dream. You've never been better. You've never a lot of people are like, I told you, they're like, oh, you know what, like it was tough at first, but I've managed to sort of recalibrate and reflect and use this time positively, which is great, don't get me wrong, but you're just like, love it, like this is perfect, like from day one. Exactly. This is it.
Exactly.
Shout out. I think this guy Adam knows what we're talking about. This is the time. Game arrived.
This is it, man. Everybody, if you talk to any gamers right now, especially the guys who are in school, because school is technically closed, they have a couple of hours of online classes, but after that, they're basically all gaming and all the streamers as well right now. We'll be talking about that in a bit later when you ask me, more about, the gaming industry. But everybody's streaming right now. Like the gaming industry is technically one of the only industries that is booming because everybody's watching, everybody's at home, and everybody's playing games.
Yeah, I mean, and even before this time, I was amazed because you and I had this conversation quite recently talking about just the rise in. Because at first it was Twitch, like Twitch kind of had the monopoly on the gaming streaming thing, which I thought even then was like a bold move. I mean, I was like, people really want to do this on such a scale. And now Facebook have got involved, YouTube are doing it on a big scale as well. And I think we're going to see this grow and grow and grow. So that's another fascinating thing that I'm really interested in because, and it's not even a streaming thing, it's not even just a streaming thing, but like even like they're selling out soccer stadiums. Well, they were before all this, obviously, like in Korea.
Not now, yeah, not now.
Definitely not anymore. But yeah, so it's all just. I mean, gaming has always been, ever since Pong was invented, right? People have been obsessed with arcades and high scores and this and that and the rise of online gaming. I think it's fair to say it started with what, maybe like Counter-Strike. We're going right back to like the OG like LAN parties and things like that, and then now like the way people are connecting like online, like on mobile and everything is next level, literally. So before we get to all of that, before we get to how big the industry has become and all the rest of it, and how this is a great time for you, I want to know a little bit more about your gaming history, Faraz. I want to know like how you've got to where you are today. I mean, you talk about games for a living, you're a host on the EGG network, like your stuff. But where did it begin for you? Like, what was the first game you picked up and played? Like, when did this passion and this, dare I say it, obsession? Because I think you have to be fairly obsessed with what you're doing to keep this up, right? I mean, there's no other reason why you'd be commenting on live streams for as long as you do and shit like that. So let's face it, you're obsessed, but I love it because it's passion. But where did this passion start? Take us back to that.
Okay. All right. So I think a lot of gamers might start out the same way. Especially if you have, older siblings. I was back in Iran, and in Iran, you don't have, so most of the people I'm guessing watching right now, the guys that I know at least, they live in Malaysia, and you guys had the ability to buy, consoles and PCs, and we had that. But in Iran, we had, every game was cracked. All right. So you didn't really pay for like a single game. You paid for like a CD that came with like 100 different games on it, And I remember my brother was the one always building the PC. So he was supposed to be the gamer, actually. I was just a sidekick because I was 4 years younger than him, right? So he was always playing games, and I was always watching. My cousin was also older than me by 2 years. So they were always playing games. I was always watching from the back. I don't remember technically the first game I ever played. I'm sure it was on a PC because I never had a console before the PC. PC was the first one I've had. And show your hands up in the comments if you guys started with a PC as well. Basically, they were playing, so I started, gaming with them. And I'm pretty sure this goes to non-gamers as well at the moment. Everybody at some point when they were young, they played with their cousins. That happened to everybody. I think almost everybody. So same thing happened to me, but I've always had this thing for gaming where like I was a fat kid, right? And I had my insecurities. So when I was in when I was in school, I didn't have many friends. So the thing that I would do when I came back home is play games. That's what I used to do. And that and I didn't feel time, if you get what I'm saying. Like time was not a thing. Like I could sit behind my PC and play for like 8 hours and not feel a single thing. Like
not notice it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I realized, okay, I like this more. And when the studies got more intense, I realized my brother sort of gave up on gaming, whereas I never stopped. I kept going and going and going. Then we moved to Malaysia for studies, technically. I was in high school at the time. And I just bought a console because we couldn't, not to say I couldn't afford a PC, but we just moved here. We wanted to save up. So I just bought a console. I was like, okay, I'll just deal with this. I don't need any laptop or PC. Started playing Call of Duty, Halo, all those Western kind of games that a lot of people watching right now might not have played, Halo. But I started that, and the turning point for me was, okay, so there's a genre of games called MOBAs. These are like your League of Legends, your Dota 2, your Mobile Legends. I hated these kind of games. I hated these kind of games. And my friend one day after exams told me, let's go to a cyber cafe. Let's try this out. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'll come with you, but I'm telling you, I hate these kind of games. I don't want to play it. He was just try it out, man. So I was like, okay, fine. Tried the game. I won the match, went back home, and then I was like, feel like I'm kind of addicted to this. I need to give it a try. And it started from there.
You got the bug.
Yeah, man, I started playing League of Legends, and at the same time, I gotta give credits. Not a lot of people notice, but I had a friend named Faraz as well, and I owe it to him. He was the one. He looked at YouTube. This is like 8 years ago. No, like 6 years ago when YouTube was just getting big, and he was like, "Man, you know, we could all make money out of YouTube. Let's become like a gaming YouTuber." I was like, "What's a YouTuber?" No, back then it wasn't a thing like now. Then he was like, "No, just do it. Just let's buy a capture card. Let's start recording our gameplay and put it up." So we did, and that's when I started. I started making YouTube videos at first, and I didn't stop afterwards. We sort of had like a small argument, and he left the channel, so I continued on the channel, and then I just continued making videos until Garena, which is a gaming company, they approached me for becoming an ambassador. I did events. After that, I applied to become a commentator, and then, long story short, after that, there was an audition in Astro for a new gaming channel. This is 3 years ago, which is called EGG Network. And they were like, we're having an audition. I went in with no intention of getting it. Like when I walked into that place, I was like, okay, this is not gonna be happening for me. Like there's no chance. There's so many pro gamers right here, so many beautiful people coming to myself. But little did I know I got accepted. And fast forward 3 years later, here I am. Sorry, I talked too much, but yeah, I just wanted to say the story.
No, man, of course, man. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. You know, that's why you're here to do the talking, not me. You know, so talk, and I love that. And it's like you're no longer, you know, you're no longer the fat kid sitting in his bedroom after school playing games. You know, like the thin guy with a trendy haircut who's like doing this for a living.
Trend.
The fat kid would never
really call this. You know, some people call it the pineapple head because the sides are gone and the top.
The sides are gone. You know, I like it. I'm very jealous. I've been hiding mine under a hat for a few weeks because it's just not, you know, it's not MCO ready. Like it's
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. I bet a lot of people feel the same way about their own hairs at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I started growing the quarantine beard as well, but I just couldn't handle it. You know, I just week 3, week 4,
I just decided to do this right now. I was like, before the show, I was like, you know what? Let's try something new for the ALYFE group. You know, I was like, let's just throw this on. I don't know. Hopefully it matches.
I love it. So tell us. I mean, and by the way, one of your guests makes a very good point. It's like it's a podcast. Talk more. You know, like this is what you're here to do, man. This is what I'm here to do.
Yeah, man.
Questions you're here to answer. So I want to know a little bit more about. And you mentioned EGG. It's under Astro, correct? Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what. Who don't know, for those who aren't in the Babi gang, and again, shout out to you guys. Comments are blowing up. I love it. For those of us who don't know quite exactly what the EGG is, tell us a little bit about that and like what your day job is. You know, tell us about what you do these days.
Okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, EGG stands for Every Good Game. It's a channel under Astro. As you guys know, Astro is the leading, you know, TV station here in Malaysia, and EGG was created 3 years ago in 2016. To become the first ever 24/7 esports channel in Southeast Asia, not just Malaysia, but Southeast Asia. And these are countries like, you know, Southeast Asian countries. We're talking about Malaysia. Myanmar is also part of it. Even Australia. It goes even to Australia as well. So there's a lot of actually different countries that EGG is available in. And it's growing even bigger right now. And I'll tell you why. But basically, my day job in EGG, I would say, is main focus would be hosting and emceeing. So, actually, you know what? I'll rephrase. It's being a talent. Not to say I'm talented. I don't want to brag about anything. I'm just saying it's called a talent because don't do that, man. You don't make me blush. Just want to say shout out to Celine as well, one of my EGG co-workers that is watching right now. Thank you, Celine. So Celine is leading the Facebook Creators Program as well. So this is something
very cool.
Yes, yeah.
Shout out, Celine.
So
actually, there's a question.
What's up?
There's a question here. Sorry to interrupt you, dude. Hold on for a second. There's a question here, and I'm going to hijack it because it's suggested me, but I want to clarify something to Sumathi here, wondering if I play Mobile Legends. Nah, straight up, I don't. I mean,
get started, man. Download it right now.
No, I want to address this now, right? So, like I said at the very beginning, like I used to consider myself, or I would have described myself back in the day as a gamer somewhat because I had a console, and I've had a few consoles, but I am purely a solo story mode kind of guy. I'm like the GTA. I'm the sandbox. I'm the GTA, the Red Dead. But I'm the kind of guy, right? I'll shut the curtains and like go on Red Dead and like take my horse on a ride and go up the mountain and watch the sunset and just sit there. Like I won't watch the real thing, you know. Like I'll fucking ride my horse up the mountain and sit and watch a sunset on the TV instead. You know, like, I'm like the sandbox guy.
I love it. That's how.
You know,
that's who I used to be, dude. That's who I used to be. That's when before like I became an online gamer. Like this is like 4 or 5 years ago when I first came to Malaysia on the Xbox and on the PS3. All I did, I hated like all online games, and I was like, you know what? No, I just want to focus on like all these games like The Last of Us. These were my favorite games, like God of War. These are like story mode only. But I mean, over time that has changed when you get into esports. Sorry, quick shout out to Dylan as well, my man. How you doing?
No, everyone's asking me what games I play. No, I don't play any of the games you're asking in the comments now. I just do not play. In fact, assume for the rest of the conversation, assume that the only games I've ever played is GTA, Red Dead, and The Sims. Like that is my jam.
Well, you played Sims? Okay, I'm sorry, bro. I'm out of this conversation. I'm gonna leave right now. No, I don't. I never had a thing for Sims. It's just those like a lot of people have been forcing me to play Minecraft, and I'm sitting in the comments as well. So these games like Minecraft, like Sims, these games, it doesn't interest me like those simulator or like crafting. I need action. I need some blood. I need some gore. I need fighting. That's my thing.
Valid. I don't know. With Sims, I developed. I mean, we're sidetracking here a lot, so I'll bring you back in a second because I was interested to hear about EGG. But Sims, I feel like I developed that unhealthy obsession, like when you're 11, 12 years old, when you're obsessed with trying to find creative ways to kill them. Do you ever do that? Like, you like
I don't know.
Remove them. Oh, dude, you could do all sorts. You could like you could send them swimming and then remove the ladder from the pool so they couldn't get out and they would just swim around. And like there was just something like really dark about.
So you just okay.
A few people out there know what I'm talking about.
So basically, you played as a mastermind. Okay, I get it.
Sounds about right. Yeah, that pretty much describes me anyway. All right. Anyway, enough. It's a Friday night. Let's lighten the mood. Let's stop about this. I mean, you were talking about blood and gore, right? So I guess same thing. I mean, that's why we play games. It's a form of escapism.
Hell yeah.
But sorry, you were talking about being talented and being on an EGG. So and
being a talent.
Give a shout out to your colleague.
Take off the ED. Yeah, basically what I was saying is as a talent in EGG, I represent the brand. That means so EGG is, if you were to describe EGG as a person, it would be a fun gamer that plays all different kinds of games and is just a fun person to hang out with, and that's the EGG brand, I would say. And I try to represent that brand in anything. So I try to do as much as possible when it comes to hosting events. So like we've been doing a lot of Mobile Legends events previously. Those were some of our biggest ones. We've done KL Major, which was for Dota 2, which was huge. So all these events, I'll try my best to be there to host and MC either on stage or on a panel. Then aside from that, we have the content. So that nowadays it's not just about tournaments. You need content. Content brings out the emotion in people. That's when people will remember you by. That's like while tournaments are not happening, you need something to fill it in. That's why you have the content. So I think that's also another big part of working in EGG. We try to give the most entertaining content and something new that you usually have in like traditional sports and other media sorts of like genres of media, but you never had it in esports. We try to bring that in Southeast Asia. And then the last part I would say is just shows, in-house shows. Like we do stuff like this. Like some of the guys know I host a show called 360 now online that we basically bring in Facebook creators and we play games with them, and it's actually super fun. So I would say if I break it down, it would be a lot of tournaments, a lot of content, and a lot of in-house shows. These will be the like three main segments that I'm part of when it comes to working in EGG.
Interesting. Well, it sounds like you're a busy guy, but that must be something like you. I mean, half the time, I'm sure it doesn't feel like a job almost, because you're getting paid to talk about what you love. I mean, as busy as you are, that must be like a really fun way to spend a lot of time.
Yeah, I think how you can describe it is you feel really tired, but you don't feel Okay, maybe I'm not using, my vocabulary range is not that great, but I would say that you do get tired, as in like physically, but mentally, because it's something you like, you don't feel like when we were doing tournaments for Mobile Legends, like I don't feel the 4 days pass by. I do get tired afterwards, but I don't feel it, like, because I'm watching games that I would normally watch if I wasn't doing the tournament, or normally play.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So yeah, so it's. I mean, you're working some pretty hefty hours, and there's a tournament I know you've just done, which I'd love you to talk about in a second. But yeah, you're working some pretty long hours, so of course anyone's going to get tired. But you're not like drained by it. Like you're not like it's not tearing the soul from your body like a lot of people in corporate jobs.
Yeah,
know how. So that's cool, man, and I think that's great, and that's something that which I've got to respect that a lot. Like. It takes a lot, I think, to have the courage and like the presence even to because there's a lot of people who love, who would love to do what you do and love to be in your shoes and whatnot. They love games probably just as much as you do, but like they haven't put themselves in that position, or maybe haven't been lucky enough. But I'm a big believer in making your own luck. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, What I'm getting at is, dude, I respect usually what you do, because like it's rare that someone can say that they truly love what they do and like what they do is their passion, anyway, so back to the hours and stuff though. I mean, like you were telling me recently that you were commenting on some big streaming tournament that's taking place. What was it, just this week? And
no, it was a few weeks ago. It was MPL. It's for Mobile Legends.
And okay, so that seemed like a pretty you were up for a while doing that. So tell us a little bit about that involved. You were commenting on the final rounds or something.
I'm basically like a table host, like a panel host, we would call it. I'm not a commentator. I won't talk over the games. I'll be the guy, like if you watch football as well, I'll be the guy who analyzes the game with the commentators during the break. So like before, pre and post game, technically, I'll be guiding the flow and watching the games. And it's also sort of like for a lot of people that might not know this, it's also sort of a way to give breather for the commentators, because they'll be shouting their lungs out for like a good 30 minutes every game. And we have like 8 to 12 games packed in a day. And this goes on for like 3 days. So it's also sort of like a breather. So when the games finish, I'll talk for like a while and then I'll give it back to them so they can, sort of like calm down, remain calm, and then get back into the next game, sort of just to gather up the energy again. So that's what I was doing for MPL. But there's, of course, different things that I do for like different tournaments. It sort of differs.
Got it. I mean, that because I've seen a couple of the guy I used to live with. I mean, this is when I was back in the UK, and this was a few years ago. So he was watching. Was it the original Dota, or was it? Well, no, it was WoW. It was World of Warcraft. He used to watch. He would watch World of Warcraft play back on YouTube, and me and my friend, me and my other flatmate would be like, dude, why are you watching like this play by? But then we'd say that, and then we'd go and watch live sport, and it's the same concept, isn't it? Like I'm watching people play a game, and so is he, right? So it's the same thing. But I admit I was quite skeptical. But but it's so like, I mean, I know I don't understand what I'm watching, so fair enough. But it's so like high energy, like it's so fast paced. Like in terms of like the gameplay and like and it's frantic. There's a lot going on. So I'm sure that must take a lot out of you. And I can't even begin to understand what's going on, man. It's crazy.
I think it's just like you mentioned, man. It is definitely like sports when it comes to like why people watch it. I think like if you're not just talking about tournaments or like live streams, a lot of people like I'm sure a lot of people watching right now, I know because I talk to these guys, their parents are always like, why are you watching Faraz's stream? Why are you watching this random Iranian guy like talking about a game? Like, what's the point? Why don't you just play the game yourself? So for me, I mean, I wouldn't know why these guys watch me, honestly, because I swear a lot on my streams. I don't know why. I just have like too much energy. I start dancing on my bed, and they kind of like that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of memes on my stream. But for a lot of people like myself, when I watch other gamer, is mainly because, dude, they're just good. They're like, you just bought this game and you don't know how this hero works. So you want to learn how to use the hero. And there's no way you can figure it out. And like, okay, how do you even play this hero? So you go and watch someone's live stream and you be like, oh, okay, so this is how you do, because that guy has been spending like 100 hours in the game. So he's just better than you. It's like watching Messi, how he plays football and learning from him, how he dribbles and stuff like that. It's technically the same concept.
Yeah, I think, I mean, dude, I'm this, even with my sandbox games, I'm like I'm looking at guides, because I'm the kind of dude, I want to try and get as close to 100% completion as I can, right? So I'll just I'll take like the most boring side mission and just find a guide on the internet and just sit there like just reading it, just telling me step by step what to do, right? Because I want to get that. And so in a similar way, people want to learn how to get the most out of their gaming experience, right?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. There's a lot of people. I don't know. Okay, I want to ask this. So you're that kind of guy when you play games like, because single player games, a lot of times they have some hard missions where you can't pass through and you get stuck. I want to know, are you guys the type that actually watch guides and learn how to do it and just pass it? Because there's a lot of people who are like, nope, I paid for this game. I want to figure it out myself, and they get stuck for like 20 hours, but they figure it out themselves. I'm not that kind of guy. I watch a guide and I just pass through.
That's okay. That's a good question. If it's and there's quite like it depends quite I get down to the detail here in the sense that it depends. If it's a story mode of it, I will try come hell or high water. I will do my best to get through that story mode like mission myself. Just keep replaying it. If it really gets too much, then yeah, I'll eventually turn to like a YouTube or something. But no, if it's like a main mission, I really want to do that. But if I'm like trying to there's a mission in GTA 4, I think it is. You got to find and kill all the pigeons in Liberty City. Yeah. And like, so if it's like that, if it's like ticking random shit off a map, then I'll just get the guide up and I drive to all the spots and do all that, So if it's like I'll try and get the most out of the main story mode experience. But then if I'm just trying to get like all the gold medals or 100% completion or whatever, then I'll just like just read it. I'll just cheat.
I think we're about the same in that sense. Yeah, I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing.
And I'll admit, I used to be pretty bad for cheat. Not anymore, but I used to be pretty bad for cheat codes as well. Just because I just wanted the shortcut. Like, again, going back to GTA, I would just get straight away all weapons, all.
Oh yeah. Oh no. That's not your fault, bro. Everybody does that. Everybody. I mean, you would want that jetpack, right? If you've ever played GTA, like the old ones, you would want to get that jetpack. You want to get the flying car. You want to spawn a helicopter and start destroying it with your RPG. Like it's normal. It's normal, bro.
Straight up. That was just a quick fix. But no, I've started going back to I've started trying to be good and honest with my gaming again. But I just honestly don't have as much time as I'd like these days. Yeah. But you know what? I downloaded like recently. ALYFE did a small campaign for PUBG, which I don't know whether you like shiver at the thought of PUBG because you're so Mobile Legends, but like we did a PUBG campaign.
The guys like Jasmer, if he's watching, he forces me to play PUBG. I've done it a couple of times, but I like the game. It's just that I've spent a lot more time creating videos for Mobile Legends. When I go back to PUBG, not that I don't like the game, I really do, but I have my community here. And it's not that easy to make the switch. You know what I'm saying? But I know how the game works. I can play it. I'm not great at it, but I know about it. So what were you saying about PUBG? Was it PUBG Mobile or PUBG PC for you guys?
PUBG Mobile. Yeah. So it was their second anniversary about a month ago. So we did a miniature campaign for them. So I downloaded the game briefly because we had to film some like recorded gameplay. So I had to download it. I kept it around for a little bit.
What am I doing? What is this? What does this help in?
I got around to it. I came around to it pretty quickly, but then holy shit! Like the amount, the depth that is in that thing, and I'm sure, like when it comes, and I know it's a huge thing, of course, for Mobile Legends in terms of your new inventory, unlockable lists, and your heroes, all of these things, man. Like all of these, like whether it's skill trees or whether it's like level up weapons, this, that, armor, XP, there are so many like customizable, or I can't. My vocabulary's gone to hell as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To think about that I just got lost. I just couldn't. In my head, I couldn't figure out a time when I would even be halfway to knowing about half of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I'll admit that kind of turned me off.
I think what's happening now is like if you guys played mobile games when it first started out, like I'm talking about like 4 years ago, where like esports for mobile games just started. If you played any mobile games, it was really simple. Like it wasn't, you didn't have a really steep learning curve because they wanted people who just started playing games to understand the game. But man, the reason for a lot of people who actually start playing PUBG Mobile right now and be like, nope, I'm not going to do this, is because, dude, the depth of those games are gonna soon match the depth of the games on your PC, because you can do a lot on your mobile as well. And the mobile gaming industry is like booming right now, man. Like if you talk about Facebook, like when you go on Facebook, like, it's all mobile gamers right now. Like it's a lot more mobile gamers than there are PC gamers, especially in this region, you know, in Southeast Asia. So it's gonna be crazy. Like when you talk about the depth of the games, it is huge.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Because I think like you just look around and you see, and everyone's doing it. Like I mean, one of the gamers we had on for the campaign we did for PUBG was I mean, she's a housewife, like a Malay housewife, like someone who you would never have expected to be gaming. You know,
Yeah.
I can't remember her handle, which is really bad, but she was great. Miss Rose.
Oh, Miss Rose. Yes, we do know her. Yeah, she has a team as well. She has a PUBG Mobile team under her as well that was competing.
Is it? Yeah, she's like a squad leader. Yes, so she's really something. And so she's like, you know, I'm stereotyping here, but you know, hopefully I'll get away with it. But, you know, she's just like your really kind of like lovely, sweet, kind of timid Malay housewife looking lady. And it turns out she rocks at PUBG. You know, like this is not something which a few years back you would ever have anticipated, I don't think, in the industry. So it's really interesting to see what the mobile gaming, especially as you point out, like the depth it's gone into, like the level of entertainment it offers, like its gamers, like people are going without consoles quite happily because mobile gaming is at that level.
Oh yeah, I hated it, man. I hated mobile gaming at first. Like I'm telling you, I was forced into it. Like I was like, because a lot of people watching, they had to play mobile games because, you know, they didn't have a PC. But for me, I had my PC, you know, and I had my PS4. But I hated mobile gaming. I was like, okay, why do you want to play on your phone when you can play here? And that was true at first. It was. The graphics was terrible. The gameplay was bad. It was not balanced. And I'm talking about all the games. But man, it's changed so much to a point that right now I wake up, my PC's right here. I mean, I sold my console. See, I sold my console because I'm so busy playing on this because it's so good. Like it's changed so much, man. And I'm sure everybody would agree with me because like it's all started out at first like with mobile gaming sort of copying PC gaming, not just one game, like, the way it worked. But now they're going their own path because you can do so much more when you're talking about touch than, you know, a mouse and a keyboard. So I love it, man. It's a totally different experience.
Yeah, I bet. And like you say, like you can. I mean, I remember when I mean, I think the rise of mobile gaming really began when. Did you ever have a PSP? Like when I remember when the PlayStation.
I never had. I've always wanted one. My cousin had it. I always wanted one. I used to cry because he wouldn't let me play. I've never had a portable device. I've always wanted one. I never had one though.
even before then, that was the end. Oh, my little brother, my 13-year-old kid brother has a Switch. I mean, he's got more consoles than I do.
Everybody's had a Switch except us, man. I'm not kidding, man. Everybody has a Switch. I'm not kidding.
Well, especially now, more people now have a Switch purely because of like Animal Crossing.
Oh my God, bro! Don't even talk about that game. Oh, why would people play games like that? Those are not games. I don't consider those games.
You know, I think because it's like literally we talked just now about like, you know, blood and gore and everything, and like it being, you know, kind of like an escapism for that kind of behavior. But like Animal Crossing is just like the innocent, pure version of that. You know, like I saw a tweet recently which kind of summed it up quite nicely, and the person was talking about, but their friend asked them the same thing. They were like, "Why the hell are you into Animal Crossing?" And the person was like, "Dude, like I've just finished fishing. I've just built a little fence on my island, and I'm just over here chilling on a rock. I'm just vibing." I was like, yeah, all right. You know, that people are just like so relaxed, you know, like let's face it. Like, I mean, before all this, before lockdown, before we were all forced indoors and told to stay inside, like this wonderful world of ours is pretty frantic at the best of times, you know. So I think sometimes people are just like, all they want to do is just pick up a nice cartoony game with some nice cartoony music and just like build a flower garden. You know, and like not have to worry about killing it.
I think I mean, as much as I don't like the game myself, I think it is a beautiful game in terms of how like it has brought a lot of gamers and a lot of non-gamers to play the game. So I think it's definitely a huge game, and I understand why people like it, but I would never like play that kind of game. Like it's just not my. I need blood, bro. I need to see blood on my screen when I play games.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. And on that note, I mean, what is your experience so far, by the way, with with VR games? Like, do you have like a headset? Are you into that yet, or are you still focused on the mobile kind of thing? Like,
I think
are
I,
you
I would love to have a VR. I think the technology, like when it came out, I was like, okay. I had a Kinect. Okay, I bought an Xbox Kinect. That wasn't even VR. That was supposed to be just motion, and it sucked so bad. It was just like the worst thing I've ever bought. And then when VR came out, I was like, okay. It's got to be the same thing, and it was like VR. I think even now at this point, it's still an expensive technology. I don't think it's the like even a lot of people watching right now, they wouldn't buy it because you need a huge room. You know, if you want the proper VR, like I don't have a room that big, so you need a proper room and you need the proper equipment. I don't think it's something you should look into now. I think maybe in like 2-3 years, I think it'll be perfect. Like it's gonna be cheaper and it's gonna be a lot better in terms of its graphics and the games that are available for it. You know, but it's definitely a really good experience.
Yeah, I'm genuinely almost like nervous in a way to see just how far they'll push this tech, and as you say, especially in a couple of years when it's cheaper and the graphics are amazing and everything. But they'll start getting really intense, like with the level of like realism that you can expect. Like PTSD is going to be real. Like you'll play 3-4 years time, you'll be playing Call of Duty with a VR headset, and you'll shoot someone, and you'll see the look of horror in his eyes as the life drains from his face, and you're like, "Oh my god, what have I done?"
Dude, that's gonna become real. That's some Black Mirror shit right there, man. It's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna become that. Like I'm 100% sure. Like when I'm 40, my kid is gonna be playing games like that, and I'm gonna be like, oh man, I saw this coming. I wish I was young, when that thing comes, but
Well, yeah, I know which episode you're referring to, and like,
you
see your
the
son
fighting
playing
one.
Yeah, so if you see your son playing that game, you got to get him off that because you don't know who he's playing with in that game. But yeah, honestly, I think
if no one has watched, you guys have to check it out. Black Mirror. I think it's the latest season, if I'm not mistaken. It's about games. You have to check it out. If you're a gamer, you gotta watch it.
Yeah, I think it gives an interesting perspective and possibly even insights into the future state of gaming. And it's I mean, typically for any Black Mirror fans out there who have seen the rest of the series but maybe not this episode, it's about as messed up as you'd expect. And if you haven't seen it and you haven't seen any other Black Mirror, then make this one of the first ones you watch because it sets you up nicely for the rest, man. But it's really interesting, and I think like it'll be fascinating to see because people are getting so creative now with like not just with there's the depth of mobile gaming, there's the VR experience, there's the heavily like competitive element to it. I mean, like we said, they're selling out soccer stadiums now, so like everything now in the industry is gearing towards like the next 5-10 years being huge. I mean, the next gen consoles I think are coming out at the end of this year, and they will push the boundaries of console gaming for the next few years or so, and it's getting so immersive and everything else. So I can't wait, even for a casual sandboxer like me.
It's gonna be great.
You touched on something there, which I want to kind of come back to because it kind of combines a topic which I wanted to cover, which I know before lockdown, because you shared with me that during lockdown maybe you haven't been as active as you'd like to be, but I know that before lockdown you're an avid fitness fan. You're always at Fitness First. You're always working out. And so I know like fitness is a very important part of your life, and I know that, let's face it, you maybe want to break that stereotype. I mean, maybe partly it's the fat kid inside you, but maybe partly it's like the stereotype of gaming. You want to break that, like gamers can be fit and everything else. So, but with that in mind, I want to ask you, like, were you ever into like any of the Wii Fit programs, or have you ever tried the Connect Move? I think it's called. Have you ever really given them any serious thought?
The Wii, what do you call it? It's the Wii Ring Fire. No, it's the PS4 Ring Switch. No, it's a Switch. Sorry, Switch Ring Fire, and it got really famous when the lockdown started. Like the price of it was like $500, and it went up to $800 because everybody started buying it when the lockdown started. Basically, it's just like a ring, like a wheel. You attach it to your controller for your Switch, and it's a beautiful game. And basically you have to start running. Oh, you attach something else to your thighs as well. And you have to start running, and then you use this. So it's like a game mixed with fitness. So you have to start like running on the spot, and then you use the wheel, like you pull it and you push it to shoot and to pull in stuff like coins, you know, and it's something like Sonic, but like, you know, you going front, like Temple Runner, technically like Temple Run. Yes, if you play that game, yeah. And that was the first and only fitness game that I was like, okay, this is worth trying out. But I would never go ahead and spend like $800 to get that. I actually just preferred, like, you know, working out on my own at a gym rather than doing that. But it's quite fun. That was a really fun alternative.
I mean, fun. Yeah, it's good to make it fun. I mean, even like some apps. There's like an app out at the minute which one of my friends is using, and it's like you set it. So you've got to go on an actual run. You've got to leave the house and do a thing. But it sets it so that it's as if zombies are chasing you.
Oh, yeah.
It's called like Zombie Run or something.
I've heard of it, yeah. I still haven't tried it, though.
It looks quite interesting. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I think it kind of maps out your route as you're running it. So it says you've got to make it to this point ahead of you.
Or something, right?
Sorry?
Like Pokemon Go or something, where it was like, you know, like it's AR, right?
Yeah.
You just walk around or some shit like that.
Kind of, yeah. And I think it's kind of like, it's almost like interval training, because it's like you got to sprint for a bit to get away from the zombies, and then you can walk for a while, and oh shit, there's more zombies, and you got to run again. And it's so before you know it, you've covered like 5K and you're sprinting from invisible zombies. I mean, I'm all for, you know,
yeah.
I'm all for making things. I'm all for making exercise fun, right? And even hey, Pokemon Go, man, that was like a golden summer. You know, that got everyone out the house. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, I was. This was at the time. This was before I was back in KL, and I was living in London. But that was the summer when it came out, and Jesus, man, just everywhere. Everyone. I mean, it was kind of sucks. Everyone was just looking down their phone, and like bumping into each other. You know, but it was good. Everyone was at the house. You know,
that's another thing I never understood. That's another thing. I never was a Pokemon fan, and a lot of people might hate me for this, but I was like literally the only guy. Like when Pokemon Go happened, I was in Singapore, and everybody, like hordes of zombies, just like going after their Pokemons, and I was like the only one not looking at my phone. I was like, what is going on? Oh my god, this background. Oh my god, it was just some girls, guys. Sorry, that's not my usual background.
That's some cosplayers, huh?
But yeah, I never understood that. But yeah, I just want to say something. I remember because you asked me this. I just want to say, man, like gaming has increased so much, and this is something that has amazed me. Like you got to see this, man. I mean, you got to hear this. I'll just tell you guys. You asked me like how much gaming has grown, like the lockdown. In 2019 and 2020, if you just compare the streaming platforms, right? So let's talk about Twitch. The hours watched in 2019 April on Twitch was 750 million, okay? 750 million purely gaming. Dude, the next year, which is April 2020, when the lockdown started in the entire world, 1,491,000,000 hours watched. Like doubled, almost doubled.
Double. Literally, yeah. And it's a pretty big number to double.
Yeah, that's like 100% increase. YouTube gaming, 279 million to 461 million. Facebook gaming from 86 million. Facebook gaming is more relatable because everybody watching here watches Facebook gaming. 86 million to 291 million, 238% increase. This is all because when the lockdown started, everybody started freaking out. Every industry was like, what are we going to do? Because like we can't do anything right now because everybody's at home. And then streamers were like, well, we work from home. We've been doing this all this time, and now there's more people to watch us, you know?
But okay, so my question, and maybe this is so you've got to put your EGG hat on for a second and talk to me about like from the agency perspective. But like with all of these people, like with all of these now, you've got a captive audience, literally the very definition of a captive audience, because they are locked indoors and everyone's watching it, and they've got three. I mean, is correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a complete noob here. Did I get it? Did I say it right? Noob?
Yeah.
Like, I'm kidding. But is Twitch is like its own platform, right? Like you watch it on Twitch, right? So you've got Twitch and obviously YouTube and Facebook, right? So when you've got all these eyeballs on all these platforms, how do you like stand out? Like how do you make sure the eyeballs are on you? Like what is it that you found is the key to bringing an audience? Like is it the hosts? Is it the format, maybe of a tournament that you're hosting? Like, is it the gamers themselves? Because I know like there are obviously some like, is it, how do I pronounce it? PewDiePie or whatever.
PewDiePie. Yeah, he's like the biggest, man. He's like the biggest. He's like another level. I think okay. So if you're talking about how you get the eyeballs on, I don't think I would be the best person to talk about this. What's up, Faraz? How you doing, Fadik? How you doing, man? I don't think I'll be the first person to talk about this because if I would say my advice, I would tell you my advice if I was getting like thousands of views on my streams. We can talk about my videos later on, which I can talk about because I do get the views. But when it comes to streams, I don't think I have quite figured it out yet. I know the formula. I just haven't. It's like a recipe, you know the recipe. I know the recipe, but it doesn't mean I can cook it and it turns out to be a great food, So when it comes to streaming, the recipe is you want to basically not. This is the first big mistake, right? Okay, let's just forget about tournaments, right? When you do tournaments, they automatically get views because you have pro players playing in the tournament. Personally, and this is something a lot of people actually can relate to. I think this is a really good question because a lot of people watching, everybody wants to be in the gaming industry. If you're a gamer, you want to be able to make money out of gaming, right? And I know every single person commenting right now wants to do that as well. So I think this is the part you guys might want to listen to if you haven't listened to me say this. But first big mistake, do not care about quality. Quality does not matter at all. The biggest problem of anyone who wants to get into gaming, you're like, oh, I need this like kick-ass PC, or I need like the best camera, I need the best microphone. So they don't do it. They push it back, they push it back, they push it back. They don't get started. It's the same thing as going into the gym, I don't know, maybe I need to get the right clothes, I need to go to the right gym, I need the right equipment. No, the first thing you need to do is just freaking do it. Right? And that's how streaming starts. Right, I swear to God, anybody, you can be from any race. That's the best part about gaming. Any race, any gender, any age. You can basically start streaming, and as long as you do it on a proper schedule, which I was missing. I think that was my biggest problem, which I'm doing properly as of today. I just told you I have a streaming schedule now. Have a streaming schedule and just play the game. Of course, if you want to get famous, that's when you need to add in some flavors, right? That's the spices that change your recipe and make it your signature recipe. So you can be funny or you can be the pro. There's two different types of streamers, and it usually just falls into either one of these or both. If you're both, bam, you're like at the top. So you're either really good, someone like Shroud, so all the guys would know Shroud is like the best shooting FPS guy, bro. Like Jacob, this guy's crazy. Like he can get onto any FPS game, first-person shooter game, and he's like fast. He kills 1v5. Like, he can kill 5 people while they're all shooting at him. Like his reaction time is crazy. When he's but for me, I don't take the professional approach because I'm not that great at gaming because I don't spend that much time gaming. I talk about games. So I try to take the entertainment side of it. So I try to have a lot of memes with the guys who are watching. And I try to make it as funny as possible. I try. So I put on wigs, like I have a girl character, Farangelina, and I wear the wig sometimes and I play the games. That's how you do it. And I think that's the way for you to just get started is just to stream, because I know a lot of people want to do it just freaking, because dude, the best part about technology, you can stream from your phone. You don't need a PC. The quality will not be that great, but you can start. I give you an example. There's this guy called on Super Zaki on Facebook. Some people know about him. Jacob, he's a kid. He's a kid, okay? He is, I think, 7 years old. Like I don't know how old he is. He's really small. He started streaming on Facebook, right? His dad, I think it's his dad, because I saw him when he first started streaming. Like, I think I saw him like 3 months ago. Dude, you can see his dad coming in and like setting up his camera, and he's just like he's just talking, as a kid, just talking random things. And man, this guy started with like 50 views, and now he has like 600 concurrent viewers because he's like a different kind. No one has seen a 7-year-old stream Mobile Legends. He has a lot more views than I do, and he barely talks.
I'm still reeling. I'm still reeling at 7. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, this kid's gonna be one of those guys. I mean, this kid's gonna be one of these superstars who he's gonna win a Fortnite tourney at 16 and win like millions of US dollars. He's gonna be like the next wave of pro gamers. This guy's insane.
Dude, a lot of the famous streamers started sharing him. Not everybody shares everybody, because everybody, like, especially the bigger guys, like, if you don't know them, why would they want to share your page? Because it costs money. You know how the influencer agency works. You know, they don't just go and share. If I can give you like 10,000 views, but they all go and share his stream. Like everybody shares his stream because it's funny. Like no one has seen it before. So I think that's that's the one thing you can look at is anybody can make it in the gaming industry as long as you find a way to do it. So as a kid, when I was 7, I didn't care about money. I didn't care about fame. Like this kid is already thinking about it. He could leave it aside and be like, you know what? I just want to play for myself. But no, he's actually streaming. Like it's crazy how like some people. It's crazy. I'm so proud of the guy.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, this kid. I mean, this like 7. I can't stress that enough. 7 years old. I mean, he's not even aware. He can't even comprehend what's going on. You know, like I'm sure he doesn't really realize that the impact and like the breadth and the depth of what he's going to in the industry. But you know, as long as he doesn't burn out, as long as he doesn't become like, because I mean, back in the day we had like the child stars like Macaulay Culkin. You know, the kid from Home Alone, and then he got a bit, you know, kind of funky when he grew up. Like I'm hoping that this guy doesn't become like the gaming version of that, you know. So I hope his dad takes good.
So I'm looking at some of the comments. Find alone is like when I was 7, I used to play with fire ants and they start to crawl on my body and it would go shower fast while burning. That's what we used to do, right? That's like I didn't have that many video games back then. So yeah, we used to do stuff like that. And Firdaus said you need to do more research about Super Zaki. He's got some issues. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's the story that I know just looking at the streams. I might be wrong here and there, but I don't know the full story because I haven't talked to him, you know.
Still, that's an interesting one, but you know, fair play to him. If you can make it work, you can make it work. You know what, dude? Because I know you've got we've got just under 5 minutes left, but I know that you've got your own live stream to get to right now, so I don't want to get in the way. So I'm just going to ask you a final question just to wrap up. And this is actually probably a separate conversation.
I'll just let you know one thing. I have about like 5-10 minutes if it's fine, because like the guys from my stream are actually here, so I don't think if it's up to you. If you want to extend it, I can do another 10. It's up to you.
That's cool. I just got basically one question for you, and that is because I know that like you like one of the reasons I'm so entertained by you. Like I might not understand a word you're saying about Mobile Legends, but damn if I don't find your memes and your content hilarious. I really do.
You,
and you've been leveling that up like through TikTok recently, which a lot of people still aren't kind of vibing that hard with, you know. But I know that you found it like a really interesting way to create a different kind of content. Like Instagram is getting a bit too filtered these days. It's a bit too like TikTok is like a different kind of platform, different ball game entirely, and like you can have a lot more fun with it. So I just like your as like your final thought, like tell me a little bit about like your experience on the platform so far, and like how it's helped you in your day job as well, like as a host, how it's helped you with exposure and everything like that.
Man, I was waiting for this question the whole time, bro. I'm ready. Let's go. This is it means so much to me, this thing, and I want to share it with you. Now, this is okay. Can I like what I want to talk about is, of course, what TikTok has given me, and I want to give you guys a secret, because again, I know a lot of people watching right now, and I know it because I see it. You know, everybody wants to make it on TikTok. Like even the funny thing is on Instagram, 90% of my audience didn't have any photos or videos, right? But when I go to the TikTok, they all have started uploading videos. So it means that everybody deep down has that nowadays, because the world is changing. Everybody wants to be recognized. Everybody wants the attention. You know, a lot of people who never cared about it before on Instagram, because they're like, only their families see those videos. Now they care about it. You know, they start following the trends. They start making the videos, and you can see people changing. You know, that's the funny part. I changed myself after a year and a half of TikTok being famous. So I'll give you my tip. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I started around 2 years ago uploading out of a public page, basically. You know, I started making gaming videos. Took me 2 years, and as of now, I've got. This is something that if you guys ever wanted to get into gaming or any sort of thing, because right now media, Jacob, you know, that's why you guys are doing ALYFE Connects as well. Media is the attention, right? You need to be in people's faces. That's how you get attention, and that's how everything works right nowadays. So the thing is, a lot of you guys might be young for this, but you need to know this. Like, this is a really valuable lesson, guys. Trust me. Right now, 2 years after making videos every single day, I've reached 34K followers on Instagram. 2 years You guys have been following me. If you guys have been following me all that time, memes, videos, photos, back to back, man. Like hustling every day, you know, day and night. Like at the end of the events, I'll be on my phone, like editing photos and videos. 2 years, 34. You know what you know about that, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what I think you and I probably first met. I mean, I mean, you and I met through mutual friends too, but like, you know, we've seen each other at ALYFE events a lot of the time, like, and these are pretty high end events. You know, they're events which like you get a lot of exposure. They're like, you know, luxury brands or whatever else have you. So like, they're events which you would expect to get the eyeballs from. You know, let's face it, get the attention from. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I know all about that. You're right.
So the thing is, now with TikTok, I've only started 3 months ago, man. This is the crazy part. 3 months ago, this is the beginning of the lockdown, and I managed to get 47.2K followers. We just talked before we started the podcast, and I was at 47. The 200 followers in just the 1 hour. Dude, this is impossible on Facebook, YouTube, and on other platforms for me at least. This is the crazy thing about TikTok. So I feel like a lot of people who want to make content, like the main secret I want to tell you guys is your face needs to be on the app every day. That's how you can make it on TikTok or on these. So if you guys want to become a gamer, if you guys want to do anything with makeup, with toys, with video games, with just anything, you need to put content every day. Like every day, put your face there. It's the face that people get used to. You know, when you go on TikTok and you see the same guy like for 4 days, you be like, okay, I need to check this guy out, and then you follow the guy, and that's why there's so many people following each other, because you get to see content that is not your mom or your uncle, because that's what difference about TikTok, right? It's not a family place. It's random people just showing up on your feed. So yeah, TikTok has been working out great. I think the one thing that has helped me a lot is Mobile Legends. For Instagram, I can only reach Malaysia and Indonesia. With TikTok, I can reach Philippines. My Instagram algorithm would have never reached Philippines. I could have never talked to, you know, a Filipino fan that would like my Mobile Legends video. But with TikTok, I'm reaching Philippines. I'm reaching like Myanmar. And this is why TikTok is a really beautiful platform. I am loving it right now, dude.
Yeah, no, I can I 200 followers in an hour. I can kind of see why. And I think you're right. A lot of people, I mean, myself included, I was very skeptical. But when you see it, when you look at it from like a very balanced or like objective perspective, it's like the view. People are looking at likes in the millions, not the thousands or the 100,000. Like the view count, like count, like fundamentally, like forget the cringy stuff, which is like 90% of the platform. Let's face it. But forget all that. Forget the content type. But look at the platform as it exists, and you think the platform that you have to reach millions of people instantly, like you say, like Instagram and Facebook is throttling that reach, but TikTok is just like the game is blown open, you know. So I think it'll be a very interesting one to take care of. And I think also for your industry and for your type of content, it plays in so nicely. Like it's a lot more, you can have a lot more fun with it. You can get a lot more creative with the captions, with the music, with the videos, and everything. It's the effects. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. So I've just, in fact, one of those followers was me, because I've just started following you on there as well.
Hey, no, you as well. I feel like, because if you guys don't know, Jacob does a lot of health, is doing and is planning to do a lot more health benefits and also diabetic content, right, on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. So if you guys are into that, like if you guys need some health tips, because he's more, okay, you might not see right now because I'm wearing a hoodie, but he's a lot more buff than I am. So if you guys want some gym tips, you got to follow Jacob. And hopefully more TikTok videos, man. I want to see the TikTok videos pop out.
Still haven't got around to it, you know, like it's, I don't know. I've got to get creative first, but you know, okay, I'll try and like, I'll take your advice and I'll try putting myself out, but it's going to take a while, I think, to figure it out. But
don't worry, I'll be there, man. If any of you guys, if yourself or anybody watching the comments, if you need help, just send me a DM. And it's honestly, like I said, it's the recipes there. It's just a matter of, are you going to try to follow the recipe, to keep cooking until you get it right? The recipe's there. It's a simple recipe, and there's a lot of people doing it, right? The people who could have never become famous on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram are making it on TikTok, because it's a different platform. And I tell you guys this, ride on the train now. Like, doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, ride on the train now, because this happens every 5-6 years. You have a new social media platform. You never know, until 5-6 years later, your life could be different, but you can change it right now doing what you love to do on TikTok. and I honestly
Yeah,
recommend everybody doing something. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Because I think it's only a matter of time before, like, it becomes, well, hopefully nothing like Instagram or Facebook, but like this whole organic reach potential here will
It's gonna be
not last
gone.
forever.
Yeah,
It's gonna be gone, right? So jump on it while you can. So, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, dude, look, we've gone over the hour mark by now, and I know you've got your own stream to get to, so I don't want to keep you further from that. But so I'll just say goodnight now. But dude, thank you so much for coming on and sharing that with us.
No. It's thanks to you. Thanks to you for inviting me over. I think we had a really fun chat, especially the guys as well. It's something that I don't usually talk about on my stream because I'm always playing games and making stupid jokes. But this is really, like, I know we all started to like light about what I do, but at the end, I think it's very serious. Like a lot of people can actually take a lesson out of this. A lot of you guys might think that, oh, well, it's just, like that. But trust me, I think this was a very valuable thing that we had at the end, and I loved it, man. Thank you so much for bringing me over.
No, man, of course it's a pleasure. And I think, hey, the content creation thing, we could probably book another session to talk about that. I think there's a lot to talk about. It's a very interesting
100%.
Get a couple of, maybe you know what, maybe next we should get Mark involved, do like a little round table discussion, have a proper like seminar,
let's do that. Let's do that. I think some of the guys watching right now know Mark as well because we did some videos together. So yeah, let's do. I think that'd be fun. If we can have 3 people on the show, that'd be even more fun.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, of course, that'd be decent actually. All right, we'll try and make that happen. I mean, like, we've been pulling together a load of sessions, so there's no reason why we can't do another one of those. So that'd be a lot of fun. But I know you've got something to get to now, dude, so I won't keep you from that any longer. But we really appreciate your time, and it's good to see you, man. I've missed you, and I can't wait.
Dude, we haven't seen each other for like, wait, how long has it been? 4 months.
4 months, yeah. It's been a while, so it's good. It's great. Great to catch up. So I can't wait to see you again. But for now, like, keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it very, very well. All right, and I'm always delighted to see you come out. I love you too, Faraz. All right, you guys take. So you take care.
You gotta check something. There's people saying Jacob OP and Jacob Gang as well. I love that. Find Alone and Jasmer. They said, yeah, Jacob Gang. Let's go, guys. Check him out. Okay, fitness stuff. You need it.
I don't know, man. Your stories are pretty good. You got more fitness stuff on your profile than I do. I've got to up my game.
I've been eating way too much to talk about fitness now. I need to redeem myself first.
I'm just lucky that black is quite a slimming color. So, I'm sitting here and I'm.
Why do you think I'm wearing a hoodie, man? You can't see my tummy at all.
Oh, man. I'm going to take your tips and run with them. I'm probably going to put some time. It's a long weekend, so I might put some time into my TikTok this weekend. Who knows? But crap, it's a different ball game for me. I've got to forget everything I learned. I've got to forget everything I learned and start again. But that's what's exciting,
It's yeah, that's the thing. It's easier. Trust me, like it's a lot easier. I just say this, like, you on YouTube, you need like 4K videos and you need proper editing. On TikTok, you don't. You can record with the shittiest phone and you can get famous. That's what I'm saying. It's now, like, do it right now, guys. Like, before it's too late.
Yeah. Exactly. It will be soon too late. So I think that's a good bit of advice to end on. Like, guys, do it and do it now and seize the day and all the rest of it. But Faraz, my guy, look, I can't wait to see you again. Maybe we can get another session done at some point. That'd be fun. Yeah. But for now, I'll say
let me know.
And thank you again. And good luck with your stream and everything. And good luck with everything else you've got going on, because it sounds like you're busy and the content you're putting out there is amazing. I love it. Keep it up.
Thanks.
And
I love it.
I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to see you in person. Much love to you too.
I just want to say one thing before I go to the guys. If you guys already haven't followed ALYFE, make sure you guys do it, because you guys are doing, if I'm not mistaken, a lot more podcasts with like a lot of different people. So not only is it gaming here, there's a lot of other content that you guys can find that are interesting. So make sure you guys give them a follow.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, shout out to ALYFE group. Yeah, check out the page and check out the ALYFE Connects group. Like, there's a lot of stuff happening. Faraz, like, we're very grateful to being the first gamer we've got on the platform. But I mean, we've done everything from alcohol to live music to we even have like expert baristas on the show. It's kind of an interesting one. But we've had influencers, we've had beauty queens, pageant queens, all the rest of it. Like, it's been a pretty busy schedule. But yeah, you're the first, and of course our favorite gamer. So we appreciate that.
I just right before we started, guys know my webcam is usually faced that way, but it's so ugly. I was like, I need to pop up the LED lights, and put this like random wallpaper to make it look like I'm a gamer, you know. So this is not true, you know. What you see here is not usually what you guys see on my stream.
No, man. Well, we appreciate the effort. It looks great. I'm jealous of the keyboard. I'm you know, I've never had a proper
RGB lights. You know, that's what a true gamer does.
True gamer indeed. Well, it looks the part. All right, but you've got a live stream to get to, so I will let you go over to that. So we'll say goodnight now. But thank you again. We appreciate it. All the love to you, sir, and I can't wait to see you again. It's been too long.
Love you, bro. Love you, bro. Thank you so much, Jacob, and thank you to everybody who tuned in. Bye bye.
Well, there we go. And thank you. Shout out to Babi Gang. I mean, I can't hijack the name. I know a few of you are coming in the comments, Jacob Gang, which is great. Thank you. I love the appreciation and support. But really, this is all about Faraz. This is his show, not mine. And he's about to jump over to, I think, Instagram to stream for you guys there. So catch him while you can. And thank you for everyone else tuning in as well. But mostly to the Babi Gang. Big shout out to them for showing so much love, and not so love in the comments. But it's all love here, really. So we appreciate you tuning in. Thank you for that. So that about wraps us up for the week, for week 5 of ALYFE Connects. But we are back again next week with a brand new schedule with once-a-day speakers at the same time, 8 p.m. So tune in via the Facebook group, which is ALYFE Connects. Just register for access there. And keep an eye on the Facebook page where this is being broadcast as well for the schedule next week. But until then, have a great weekend. Have a great long weekend. Salamat Hari Raya to all of you. Stay well, stay safe. If you can, stay indoors. I know you're allowed to go outside a bit more now, but really health and safety first, right? Stay indoors, stay safe, stay well. Salamat Hari Raya. Good night.